Prime Minister has embarked on a two-day visit to Kuwait. He's become the first Indian Prime Minister in 43 years to visit Kuwait. He received a warm welcome from the Gulf nation's senior officials. After arriving in Kuwait, he was met with a warm welcome from the Emir of Kuwait. He's also welcomed by his admirers from the Diaspora, the Indian Diaspora, among Kuwaiti citizens. He's met 101-year-old ex-IFS officer and also signed copies of the Ramayana and Mahabharata, which were translated into Arabic. Later today, the Prime Minister is expected to address the Diaspora event Hala Modi at the Sheikh Saad Al Abdullah Sports Complex. He will be discussing trade agreements with Kuwait, which is among India's top trading partners. West Asian interests for both countries may come into play with the recent collapse of President Assad's regime in Syria.
This is a very, very blessed moment for all of us as being Indians in Kuwait, and I'm the creative director of this event. The whole event is conceived by our team, and we named this moment Hala Modi. Hala is a very nice word in Kuwait. Welcome, Mr. Modi, to the Prime Minister. And we have different kinds of all the cultural events, the pan-Indian cultural events, you can say. It's starting from Kathakali, Kerala, Bihu, then Odissi, Kathak, and all the things are covered.
It's a big achievement for us. Being an artist, we performed in front of PM Sir. So from all our team, and we are thankful to the PM Sir, and he asked us from which area we belong to. He patiently asked our name and he patiently watched our performance. So we are blessed and we are very happy to see our PM here. Very happy.
I have met him many times before. It doesn't remember. So I'm sure I must have met him earlier also.
Asif from his Foreign Affairs expert from Jeddah is now joining us live. Thank you for your time. Do give us a sense of what the Prime Minister's program really is looking like when it comes to the deliverables here, sir.
We can easily guess it. His program is like to enhance and improve and take the relation of India's relations to greater heights, especially when it comes to the Gulf region, when it comes to this specific region, because we have seen his engagements with these governments, these countries in the past, and with Kuwait in particular. When I talk about it, it is something very, very kind of amazing. You know why? Because it's a kind of country where we are expecting more businesses and trade. So next step could be to have to sign some sorts of MOUs, trade agreements, and maybe we can have high-level visits from Kuwait to India as well.
You know, this visit is hugely significant, given that he is the first Indian Prime Minister to visit Kuwait in 43 years since Mrs. Indira Gandhi visited Kuwait in the year 1981.
Well, it's highly significant. It's a milestone. It's historical. There are many reasons why I'm saying this. First of all, when we talk about India's outreach to the West Asian countries, especially when you talk about Saudi Arabia, talk about the UAE, Qatar, Bahrain, Oman, he visited almost all these countries, and 7 times to the UAE and the other countries like twice or at least once. I was in Kuwait earlier, and I was thinking like why there is no such plan of our Honorable Prime Minister to visit Kuwait. But today, when he is in Kuwait, I can easily say that it's a milestone visit, especially after almost more than 4 decades, a Prime Minister visiting Kuwait, because Kuwait is a very significant country when it comes to bilateral relation, trade, business, or even people-to-people contact, or some foreign investment, and kind of, we have SEPA with the UAE. We also expect similar kind of trade agreement with Kuwait. So it's a milestone visit.
Undoubtedly, it is. What's on the agenda as far as the deliverables are concerned? He's meeting key leaders from Kuwait, including the Emir. We'll in fact just come back to you in a moment from now, sir. We are going straight across with these pictures right now that are coming in live from Kuwait. Let's take a look. All right. In fact, we'll just get our viewers more details on that in a moment from now. I'm just going to repeat my question to you, Professor. Just give us a sense of what's really on the agenda in this particular visit, the two-day visit.
The first agenda that I think is the development of both these countries. And when I talk about the development, it comes to economy, because Kuwait is one of the major crude oil supplier to India. It stands sixth, I believe. And if you talk about the foreign remittances, so in the year 2021, I believe, only from Kuwait, India got over 4 billion Indian rupees from Kuwait. And we have around over 1 million Indians staying here happily. And they are considered to be very preferred expatriates. When we have, expatriates from different countries, from all over the countries, all over the world. And when we talk about India, they are the preferred expatriates, as I said. Now, when we talk about the kind of agreements, when we talk about the next step, I think the first thing will be economy. Second, when we talk about the timings, it's very crucial, because we know that how Assad's regime ended in Syria, what is happening in Gaza and Israel. We also know how the entire world has different blocks, and different major players are trying to have a grip in this particular region for many reasons. But one reason is the crude oil. The other reason is to get businesses. And in this region, when we talk about Saudi Arabia, for example, you talk about UAE, they have their visions, and they are trying to diversify their economy. They try to engage the other world players. India is one of the world players now. And that's the reason when these two countries have similar kind of business engagements, and they have certain strategies that will be that's going to benefit India, I think, to the extent that we cannot even imagine.
Yes, of course. Professor Amir, be with us. I'm going to go straight across to our Foreign Affairs Editor, Geeta Mohan, with us on that story. Geeta, as we speak, give us a sense of what event is the Prime Minister in right now? What is going on right now? We're beaming these pictures live from Kuwait City.
He is in Kuwait. He's right now meeting the Indian diaspora with a labor camp to understand their challenges. Sneha, this comes at a time when we witnessed one of the largest fire incidents in Mangaf in Kuwait. The Mangaf fire incident, which took where there was a heavy toll of the Indian labor working in Kuwait, and therefore there is a need to understand the situation of workers there, and whether if they are being treated properly or not. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi just doing that, a very important visit indeed, not just the fact that he's visiting Kuwait, but right now he is meeting with workers, Indian workers, who are in a labor camp, and we're given to understand that he will also be interacting with them, trying to understand their challenges. There are no less than 4,000 to 5,000 Indians who will be interacting with the Prime Minister in the Diaspora event.
All right. Geeta Mohan getting us up to speed with those details as far as the Prime Minister's visit to Kuwait, the first visit of an Indian Prime Minister in 43 years, significant in every sense of the word.